We are back for game number 24 and the second game of this doubleheader. The Scouts took the first game and took over first place. Jorge Lozano to the mound, and the first pitch to Zach Beckner fouled right back into the screen. The count 0-1. Beckner from Kent State University. In the first game, he had a day. He was 3 for 3 with 2 doubles. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Lozano. Breaking ball finds the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Lozano, the starting pitcher from Wright State University, comes into the game with a 2-0 record on the year. As the 0-2 pitch is popped up on the infield, sky high, John Sharp at second coming under it, makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 away here, and now it's going to bring up Dallas Hall. Hall from Miami University of Ohio. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He ended up getting caught stealing to end the 6th inning of the first game. Hall on the year, a .350 hitter. And he lifts that one into shallow left field. Kerry Holloway, the shortstop, getting called off by the left fielder Adrian Marquez, who makes the grab for out number 2. Defensively for the Scouts, it's Colt Wolf at first, John Sharp at second, Kerry Holloway at short, Chandler Atkins at third. Marquez in left, O'Hearn in center, Jeremy Barth in right. The catcher is Don Ring. Evan McDonald is the designated hitter in this contest. And Lozano, now with 2 down, facing Jake Richmond. First pitch to Richmond. That one fastball low and away. Jorge on the year, a 2-0 record with a 2.96 ERA. He has pitched 27 1/3, striking out 20, walking 15. 1-0 pitches, fastball on the outside. The count goes 2-0. In his last start against the Lorain County Ironmen, Jorge went 6 1/3, allowing no earned runs, 3 hits, striking out 2. The 2-0 pitch is fouled back into the screen. The count moves 2-1 here. Richmond from Northern Kentucky University. A .299 hitter. 3 doubles, 10 RBIs. In the first game, he took an 0 for 3. The 2-1 pitch in there for a called strike. Evens up the count, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here. Here's the pitch. And that one taken in the dirt. The count's going to go full. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And that one taken low and away, ball 4. So Jake Richmond is aboard with a walk. And now it's going to be the very dangerous hitting Cole Murphy. Murphy, the league leader in home runs with 9. But the Scouts got the best of him in the first game, striking him out all 3 times. He came to the plate. Fastball hitter. First pitch in the dirt, gets past Don Ring. Runner tries to go to second. Ring can't pick it up, and he slides in there safely. So advancing there on the pass ball, and now Cole Murphy has the chance to drive in Jake Richmond here. Richmond with 24 RBIs on the year. The Scouts sit atop the league in first place. Here's 1-0 pitch. That one missing on the outside, ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first of doubleheader game 2. Murphy. He bats from the left side against the righty Jorge Lozano, the 2-0 pitch, and that one in the dirt, and it's going to get under the legs of the catcher Don Ring. Runner heading for third, and he's going to stay there. So a walk and a couple of pass balls have now put the Scouts in a precarious situation here with a runner on third and 2 outs, and quite frankly, one of the most dangerous hitters in the league at the plate, who's ahead in this count 3-0. On deck is Kyle Orloff. Murphy, a 145 hitter at Cincinnati, but hitting 400 in this league. And a 4-pitch walk to Cole Murphy as he takes on the outside. So now it's runners at the corners and 2 outs, and the batter's going to be Kyle Orloff. Orloff from the University of Indianapolis, a Division II school that actually eliminated Hillsdale College in regionals. On the year, he's a .274 hitter with 4 doubles, 3 home runs, and 18 RBIs. So the first pitch here, and that one in the dirt. Don Ring getting his legs down, blocking that one from going under him. The defensive work there possibly saving a run. Pass ball has been such a factor throughout this season. 1-0 the count. The pitch. Jorge's slider finds the zone. The count evens up, a ball and a strike. Lozano, the native of the Dominican Republic. 1-1 pitch, and that one's grounded foul. Third base side, a bouncer that barehanded by the third base coach for this team. So Lozano finds himself ahead in this count, 1-2. Here with 2 downs with runners at the corners. Kyle Orloff from Indianapolis, and he swings and misses there. Jorge Lozano sends him down swinging, his first strikeout of the day, and Lozano gets himself out of a bit of trouble there. No runs on no hits and 2 men left aboard. We are in the middle of the first, still scoreless between the Cincinnati Steam and your Xenia Scouts. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go to the home half of the first inning. Andrew Alix here at Grady's Field in Xenia. The Scouts still scoreless here in the bottom of the first with the second game of this doubleheader against the Cincinnati Steam. The pitcher is Darren Bowling from Morehouse College. A lefty. First pitch taken on the outside. The count 1-0. The batter is John Sharp. John, 1 for 3 with a double in the first game. The 1-0 pitch is taken up and away, ball 2. Sharp returning in his first at-bat after being gone for a couple of contests with the concussion. With the double his first time up, came around to score the first run of the ball game on a Jeremy Barth RBI single. But the 2-0 pitch, fastball, finds the outside part of the zone, a called strike. 2-1 here. And John pops that one up into foul ground on the first base side. Tracking is the first baseman Cole Murphy. He's going to slide down towards the dugout as that ball goes on top of the dugout. Evens up the count, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strike here to the Lipscomb middle infielder. He can play shortstop. He's playing second base here. The 2-2 pitch. And John fouls that one hard. On the first base side, we're going to stay at 2-2. Here it comes. And curveball is grounded sharply to the shortstop, who throws on over to first in time. That's going to be out number 1. So mark it as a 6-3 in your books, and 1 away, and that's going to bring Chandler Atkins to the plate. Atkins on the year, a .312 hitter. Also from Lipscomb, he's your third baseman tonight. Atkins with 4 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and a team-high 18 RBIs. First pitch to him is taken on the outside, ball 1. The pitch. And Atkins takes again, finds himself ahead in this count, 2-0. Chandler, one of the scrappier guys on this ball team. Ball club. And he was 1 for 2. And he lifts that one into deep left field. Tracking into foul territory, though, is the left fielder. Comes under it, makes the grab. That's out number 2. So mark that down as an F7. And now with 2 away, it's going to be the man of the hour, the birthday boy, Jeremy Barth. Jeremy, he had a 4 RBI day in the first half of this doubleheader. He has a team-high 29 hits on the season, hitting .333 on the year with 17 RBIs, 9 doubles, and a home run. First pitch to Barth. Fastball inside. Jeremy checks his swing, doesn't get caught up there. So they say he checked it. The count 1-0 here. Here's the pitch. And that one's taken high, so Jeremy's ahead in this count, 2-0. Here in the bottom of the first inning, 2 outs, still scoreless between the Steam and the Scouts. 2-0 pitch, and Jeremy grounds that one sharply towards second. Throw on over to first is going to be in time for out number 3. So no runs on no hits and no one left aboard in the bottom of the first. We have played 1, still scoreless here between the Scouts and the Steam. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Fielder from Michigan State University. Chmielewski is just finished up his freshman year there with that squad. Here's the pitch, and that one's popped up high in the air. Back behind the plate in foul ground, Donering, the catcher, makes the grab for out number one. Mark that down as an F2 in your books, folks. And one away here for Jorge Lozano, and that's going to bring Kyle Durham to the plate. Durham from St. Catherine College, a newer addition to this Cincinnati Steam team. He has just 11 at-bats on the year, but he comes to the plate with a .364 average, and first pitch is fouled hard, third base line. So 0-1 the count now. Lozano, he delivers. Two seam on the outside part of the plate. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. With one down here in the top of the second, we are still scoreless. And big swing and a miss there. The count. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Durham. Lozano. He delivers the 1-2 pitch and swung on and missed. Strike 3. Lozano got him swinging. That's Jorge's second strikeout of the day, and now 2 down here in the top of the second. It's going to bring Kyle Dacus to the plate. Dacus, the shortstop in this contest. He's from Wright State University, so this is an inter-squad matchup between Lozano and Dacus. And first pitch to Dacus is ripped into center field, but Ryan O'Hearn tracks it, makes the grab, out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Jorge Lozano. That's no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. We are in the middle of the second. We are still scoreless between the Scouts and the Cincinnati Steam. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Scouts and the Steam still scoreless here in the second game of this doubleheader. The Scouts have taken over first place in the Southern Division of the Great Lakes League following their win in Game 1, but they're going to need to win here to keep that spot. Just a half a game ahead of these Cincinnati Steam, and these games going to be so important to the final standings, with the two big players in the division being the Steam, the Scouts, and the Hamilton Joes. And after just 3 matchups with the Steam and the Joes in the first 22 games of the season, the second 22, we're going to see the Steam and the Joes, I believe, 10 times combined or 9 times combined. But Evan McDonald's to the plate to lead things off, and Evan takes a first pitch fastball on the outside. The count 1-0. McDonald, he was the hero a couple times yesterday, especially with that home run, and he lifts that pitch into deep left center field. Going back is the center fielder at the track, and that one's going to bounce off the top of the wall. Rounding first and heading for second is Evan McDonald, and he stirs the pot, standing at second with the double. A leadoff double for Evan McDonald, and the Scouts have got things going here in the bottom of the second. A leadoff runner in scoring position here with nobody out, and that's going to bring Colt Wolf to the plate. Colt. Colt Wolf, obviously from Calvin College. He's playing in first base in this contest. Colt's a 286 hitter on the year. That's with 6 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 11 RBIs to show for it. First pitch to Colt, up and away. Colt's a guy with a lot of power. I've mentioned time and time again how he set the Calvin College single-season record for home runs. I'm sure he likes how I mentioned that. Just a big, powerful guy. You don't want to throw this guy a fastball, but the count's 1-0 here. McDonald's over at second here with nobody out in the bottom of the second. Wolf awaits the pitch. Here it comes. Big breaking ball, and that's going to miss up and away again. So a little meeting at the mound between the pitcher, Bowling, and the catcher, Kyle Durham. Defensively for the Steam, it's Murphy at first. Doc is at short. Orloff at third, Dennison in left, Hall in center, Chmielewski in right. The catcher is Durham. And Zach Beckner is playing second. Sorry, that's the one thing we didn't have written down. The 2-0 pitch to Colt Wolf is once again taken on the outside. So Colt has seen 3 pitches, 3 balls, and now he's ahead in this count 3-0. You've got to wonder if they're going to give him the green light here on the get me across, because a get me across pitch is something that Colt Wolf could send over the wall, but he does get the green light, and he fouls that one straight up. The count moves 3-1. So Colt probably not happy that he missed on that one. The count 3-0 now, or the count 3-1 now to Wolf. Wolf, who bats from the right side against the left-handed throwing Downing. McDonald takes his lead at second. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that one is in the dirt, and that's going to be ball 4. So Colt Wolf is aboard with a walk, and now it's runners at first and second, and nobody out for Adrian Marquez. Marquez from Wright State University. 254 batting average on the season. 3 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and 7 RBIs. And you give this guy something to hit, and he has the potential to really and truly send it over that right field wall. Flag shows that the wind is blowing out to left right now. Could be a factor, but 2 on, no out. Marquez, the former member of the Cincinnati Steam, awaits the first pitch. Here it comes. And that one on the outside, dropped there by the catcher Durham. 1-0 the count. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the second. Marquez bats from the left side against the left-handed thrower. Here's the pitch, and Marquez lays down, bunt down the third base line. The pitcher picks it up, throws on over to first. That's going to be just in time, but the sacrifice bunt successful. Colt Wolf to second, Evan McDonald to third, and now it's 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out. The batter is going to be the other birthday boy, Don Ring. Don Ring, your catcher this afternoon. He's from Hillsdale College. Don on the year, batting .217, 4 doubles, 4 RBIs. Don just finishing up his freshman year with the Hillsdale Chargers, his first ever at-bat with the Hillsdale Chargers, a grand slam home run. Today is Don's birthday. First pitch curveball, Don lifts that one into left field, but foul. It's going to hook and go out of play. That moves the count to 0-1. Here with runners at second and third, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. The Scouts and the Steam still scoreless in game 2 of this doubleheader. Don Ring, 0-1 to him. Here it comes. Another curveball, and Don once again lifts that into deep left field, but once again going to go just foul. Don taking 2 good hacks, 2 very powerful hacks, but both of them on the wrong side of the left field foul pole, and he finds himself behind in this count, 0-2. Remember, Ring was the hero in both games against the Southern Ohio Copperheads that really started off this hot streak for the Scouts. Here's the 3-1 pitch, another foul ball on the left field side. So count stays 0-2. McDonald led this thing off with a double. And then a Colt Wolf walk and an Adrian Marquez sacrifice bunt to advance them. And that's where we are now. 0-2 pitch, and breaking ball is lifted into center field. The center fielder, Dallas Hall, tracking. Tagging up at third is Evan McDonald. He's going to head for home. The throw to the plate will be not in time. An RBI sac fly from the birthday boy, Don Ring, brings home Evan McDonald, and the Scouts are on the board as they take a 1-0 lead here. So Don Ring getting his birthday RBI there. And now it's going to be Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. Ryan hitting .234 on the season. A triple and a home run. He had a 2-hit game in the first half of this doubleheader. Batting in the 8-hole now. Another Hillsdale guy. He bats from the left side. First pitch. Big breaking ball, and that one's going to get past the catcher, Durham. Heading for third is Colt Wolf. He'll get there standing. So now it's 2 outs and a runner at third. An RBI situation for Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn, the team leader in at-bats. That's actually a lie. Jeremy Barth is the team leader at bats. But Ryan and Barth, the only 2 Scouts to have appeared in every game so far this season. Both with 23 games played. The count 1-0 to Ryan. Here's the pitch. That one in the dirt and bouncing in the dirt. The catcher, Durham, blocks it. The ball ends up a bit to the left of him. Not enough to ensue the confidence for Colt Wolf to try to make a mad dash home. But Ryan finds himself ahead in this count 2-0 with a runner on third and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. The Scouts leading 1-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And Ryan waves and misses at that one. Or they're going to say that was actually a foul tip. But regardless, the count 2-1 here. He delivers. Breaking ball taken downstairs. Ball 3. So Ryan's ahead in this count 3-1. 2 singles and a walk in the first game. Looking for a big third single of the day here. Here's the pitch. And Ryan lifts that one right into the glove of the shortstop, Kyle Dawkins. That's going to be out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We head, or 1 run, check that, on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We have played 2, and the Scouts lead the Cincinnati team by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Top of the third, Andrew Alix here at Grady's Field in Xenia for the second game of our doubleheader this evening. It's the Scouts leading the Cincinnati team by a score of 1-0 here. It's going to be the 9-hitter, Roger Dennison from Xavier, out to face off against Jorge Lozano here to start off the top of the third. Lozano yet to allow a hit. He's struck out 2 so far today. Lozano. The first pitch here in the third. Here it comes. And that one is ripped right into the glove of John Sharp over at second. Sharp moving over half a step and making the athletic snag. Out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. And back to the top of the order with Zach Beckner. Beckner from Kent State. The guy who took a 3-for-3 day in the first game of the doubleheader, but his first at bat here in game number 2. Flying out to John Sharp over at second. First pitch from Lozano. Breaking ball upstairs, ball 1. Jorge, he redshirted his freshman year with right, but looks to be a big part of that pitching staff going forward. The 1-0 pitch, slider finds the outside part of the zone, a called strike, evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike here. With 1 down in the top of the third, the Scouts lead 1-0. Here's 1-1 from Jorge. And that one taken low. Moves the count to 2-1. The pitch. And Jorge low and away now. The count goes 3 balls, 1 strike. Let's talk about the standings here in a second. After this pitch from Lozano, which is popped into foul ground out of play. Count goes 3-2. It's the Scouts in first with a 15-8 record. Cincinnati and the Hamilton Joes a half game back with a 14-8 record. As that ball is lifted into center field, Ryan O'Hearn chasing forward, but he's going to get called off there by the second baseman, John Sharp, who makes the grab in center field for out number 2. But we were saying, so after the second out of the inning there, so after Cincinnati and Hamilton tied for second, a half game back. In third, it's the Licking County Settlers at 13-10. They're 2 games back from the Scouts. They are riding a 6-game win streak. Southern Ohio is 3.5 games back at 11-11, and then 7.5 games back, and in last place is the Richmond Jazz. First pitch from Lozano is ripped into left field, a base hit. Marquez gets in front of it, can't get the ball back. So that's the first hit allowed by Jorge Lozano, a single from the center fielder, Dallas Hall. And now it's 1 on and 2 down. And it's going to be Jake Richmond to the plate. Richmond, his first time up, he walked, advanced all the way to third on a couple of passed balls. And first pitch to Jake Richmond is driven into deep center. That one is going to drop on the wall in deep center, rounding third, and coming home is going to be Dallas Hall. He's in to score, and sliding into third with a triple is Jake Richmond. An RBI triple off the bat of Jake Richmond has tied this ball game up at 1 run apiece. And Lozano, after, really rolling through the first time through this order, a couple of straight, it's just a single, and then that very deep triple from Richmond, and that was hit to the deepest part of the park, bouncing off the top of the wall, very close to being gone. But now with a runner at third and a very dangerous hitter in Cole Murphy at the plate, Lozano is going to have to get himself out of a situation. Murphy, his last time up, he walked in the first game, 3 strikeouts. But he is second in the league in batting average. He's hitting .400, 9 doubles, a league-leading 9 home runs. Swing and a miss there. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. 24 RBIs for Murphy as well. Murphy from the University of Cincinnati. That's the Bearcats. The pitch. Lozano pounds the zone there. Count moves 1-2. 1 pitch away from getting himself out of this jam. Lozano already with 2 strikeouts on the day. Murphy prone to the strikeout. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And swung on and missed, strike 3. He got him. So Jorge Lozano gets himself out of a little bit of a jam there by striking out the home run leader for this league. 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man left aboard. We are in the middle of the third. The Scouts and the Cincinnati Steam are tied up at 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the third we go. The Scouts and the Steam tied up at 1 here at Grady's Field in Xenia. The batter is Carrie Holloway. Carrie from Andrew College. Took the off day in the first half of this doubleheader, a much-deserved off day, and he lays down a bunt very well placed down the first base line. Carries in at first. A bunt single, just a very well-placed slow roller down the first base line. The catcher, Durham, and the pitcher, Bowling, just couldn't decide who was going to pick that up, and by the time it kind of came to a consensus, Carey was already safe over at first, so Carey's aboard with the bunt single, and the Scouts with the leadoff man on here were deadlocked at 1 with in the bottom of the third, and now it's back to the top of the order with John Sharp. Sharp, his first time up, he grounded out to short. Sharp, a .333 hitter on the year. Holloway takes his lead over at first. The first pitch to John Boy. That one finds the inside part of the plate, a called strike. Sharp playing second base this game. Breaking ball, and John lifts that one into shallow right field, right on the line. That's going to drop foul about 3 or 4 feet to the right of the right field line. So the count's going to 0-2 here with Carey at first and nobody out in the bottom of the third and a tie ball game. John, he's at the plate. And calling time there, not liking how much time the pitcher Bowling was taking. It's John Sharp and then Chandler Atkins due up next. Here's the pitch. That one way up and way away. Count moves to 1-2. Sharp fully recovering from the concussion. Facing off for the second time against this starting pitcher, Bowling. Bowling came into the game with ERA of 3.08. Ball gets away from the catcher, Carey Holloway advancing on it. So now a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Bowling, the 6'1 lefty from Morehouse College. A 1-0 record coming into the game, 3.08 ERA. He has pitched 11 2/3, striking out 1, walking 6. He threw 5 innings of scoreless relief before his first start on June 23rd against the Copperheads, where he went 6 2/3, allowing 4 earned runs and 10 hits, but picked up the win in that one. And John takes on the inside there. The count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Carey Holloway at second, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. John Sharp, who hits from the right side against the left-handed throwing Darren Bowling. Bowling looks back to Carey, does the little fake out. Carey shuffles back over to second. Holloway dancing over at second. Bowling looks back to him, but he delivers the pitch, and that one's low, ball 4. So John Sharp picks up a walk, and now it's runners at first and second with nobody out, and Chandler Atkins is going to come to the plate. Chandler, he flew out to left his first time up. Atkins from Lipscomb as well. Two on, no out. The pitch, Chandler rips the first one back, foul into the screen. Atkins, 312 on the year. 4 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and a team-high 18 RBIs, looking to pick up a couple more here in a tie game in the bottom of the third between the Scouts and the Steam. The Scouts trying to stay in first place. Here and now I can't believe we're in the second half of the season. Game number 24. And the pitcher Bowling once again looking back to Carey Holloway at second. Holloway takes his lead at second. John Sharp his lead at first. Atkins steps in the box. The count 0-1 here. The pitch. Atkins lays down bunt right back to the pitcher. Everyone advances. Chandler sliding into first. They're going to say he is out on the force. Very, very close, but the sacrifice bunt successful there. Holloway goes over to third. John Sharp to second now with one down after the sacrifice bunt, and the birthday boy Jeremy Barth to the plate. Barth, he had a 4 RBI day in the first game, including a spectacular catch out in right field that really preserved the amazing pitching performance that Noah Jones was having up until that point. So Jeremy Barth, lefty-lefty matchup here. First pitch, curveball and fouled back. Jeremy, cupcakes to the press box for his birthday. Also Don Ring's birthday. And of course, Jeremy's such a nice guy. Last night on the bus, once the clock struck midnight, yelled, "It's Don's birthday." We're like, "Jeremy, it's your birthday too, man. Come on. Give yourself a break." Nothing and one the count. That one in the dirt gets past the catcher. Coming home to score is Kerry Holloway. John Sharp to third. The Scouts take a 2-1 lead on the pass ball there. And you talk about how big passed balls have been here in this Great Lakes season. So now it's the Scouts with a 2-1 lead, still with one out here and a runner at third. The count, a ball and a strike to Jeremy Barth. The Scouts trying to preserve their lead in the standings, and they have the lead in the game again. That pitch to Barth comes on the inside, moves the count to 2-1. Barth, a .333 hitter on the season. That's tops in the Scouts lineup. Here's the pitch. And swung on and missed there by Jeremy. The count's going to even up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jeremy with a team-high 9 doubles on the year. Also has a home run. That home run coming on Father's Day. Fitting because his nickname is Dad. But Bowling is going to step off there being very concerned. The Scouts with 2 runs on 2 hits. The Steam with 1 run on 2 hits. Curveball, and Jeremy is going to chop that one towards the second baseman. Throw to first is going to be in time to get Jeremy Barth, but coming home to score on the ground out is going to be John Sharp. A ground out by Jeremy Barth extends the Scout lead to now 3-1 here, now with 2 down and nobody on. The batter's going to be Evan McDonald. McDonald, he doubled and came around to score his first time up. First pitch to Mack. Breaking ball, missing upstairs. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0. And that one on the outside and in the dirt. The count moves 2-0. Now remember, the Scouts will be, I believe, facing off against this same Steam club tomorrow. Evan at the plate, though. He picked up his 8th double of the year earlier this game, and he takes up an in-ball 3. So Evan ahead in this count, 3-0. It's the Scouts again against the Steam tomorrow, but Evan takes upstairs ball 4, so a 2-out walk is going to bring Colt Wolf to the plate. The Scouts and the Steam playing right now, and then the Scouts head to Cincinnati tomorrow to take on the Steam again. That's at McCleary Field, the home field of these Steam. Then over the weekend, it's a weekend series with the Hamilton Joes, who will come here for Saturday, a 7:05 Eastern Standard Time start, and then a 4:05 start on Sunday afternoon. And then the Settlers will come here, or the Scouts will take on the Settlers at 4:05 on Monday on the 4th of July. It's the Lima Locos on Tuesday and Wednesday before a little bit of a break for the Scouts, but the count's 1-0, and looks like the pitching coach going to come out and have a word with the pitcher, Darren Bowling. Bowling, who has not pitched that poorly thus far, allowing just 2 hits, the bunt single from Kerry Holloway and the double from Evan McDonald. The Scouts looking to make this late season push here, and every game counts. And Colt Wolf, the man at the plate, 286 hitter on the season. That's with 6 doubles, a triple, and a home run, 11 RBIs. His first time up, he walked, got to third, was stranded there. So now the pitching coach heads back. The count 1-0 to Wolf here. Here's the first pitch. And Colt, hard foul, third base line. Count evens up, a ball and a strike. It's 3-1 Scouts here with 2 down in the bottom of the third inning. The runner at first is Evan McDonald. The Scouts trying to pick up their 4th straight W. Here's the pitch to Wolf, and that one's upstairs. Evans trying to steal the base. The throw to second will be not in time. A stolen base for Evan McDonald. And looks like the ball got away from him there, so Evans heading to third. And the runner advancing, and the steam just can't seem to pick up a break. So Evan goes first to third on a stolen base and then an error. And Colt Wolf here with just a ground ball single up the middle could bring in another run for the Scouts. So now 2-1 the count to Wolf. Wolf, you may remember his big-time home run against the Richmond Jazz. Breaking ball, and Wolf lifts that high in the air. It looks like it's on the infield. The first baseman, Murphy, getting called off by the second baseman, Beckner. Beckner makes the grab over at second for out number 3. But 2 runs on 1 hit. And 1 man left aboard. We have played 3, and the Scouts lead by a score of 3-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The 4th inning here, and Kyle Orloff for Cincinnati to the plate. First pitch from Jorge Lozano. That's ball number 1. And curveball, that one is fouled third base line. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Orloff, once again, the University of Indianapolis kid. I've been to Indianapolis once. That was when Duke beat Butler in the Final Four, and then again when Duke beat Wisconsin in the Final Four. I am a Duke basketball fan. 1-1 pitch is fouled back over the screen. Moves the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes here with nobody out in the top of the 4th. The Scouts leading by a score of 3-1. The Scouts with 3 runs on 2 hits. The Cincinnati's team with 1 run on 2 hits. Lozano ahead in the count 1-2. He sets, then he delivers. Breaking ball, that one comes up and in. Evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cincinnati came into this game came into Xenia in first place, but after dropping the first, they head back into second as the Scouts overtake them. And Lozano missing upstairs there. The count goes 3-2. Decent-sized crowd here in Xenia. The pitch, and that one's lifted high in the air. Shallow left field. Marquez, under it, makes the grab for out number 1. So with 1 away, it's going to be Dan Chmielewski to the plate. Chmielewski, his last time up. He popped up into foul ground. Don Ring making the catch in foul territory there. Chmielewski, a Michigan State guy, went to one of the rival high schools of Scouts pitcher Will Cruz. First pitch to Chim. That one up, ball 1. Chmielewski in the first game took an 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. The 1-0 pitch. And Jorge spiking that one low. He falls behind in this count 2-0. So 2-0 the count now. Lozano delivers. Finds the zone there. Slider. In the zone, called strike, moves the count to 2-1. Chmielewski on the year, a .250 hitter. 3 doubles, 7 RBIs at Michigan State, getting limited work, but he chops that one over to John Sharp at second, who's going to pick it up, throw on over to Colt Wolf in first. In time, that's going to be out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here for the Cincinnati Steam in the top of the 4th, and now the catcher, Kyle Durham, is going to come to the plate. Durham, he struck out his first time up. Durham, a recent addition to the Cincinnati Steam Ball Club. Just 12 at-bats on the year. First pitch. Jorge attacks first pitch fastball. They say it's low, ball 1. Here with 2 down. Lozano comes inside there, missing again, so falling behind in the count, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch, and breaking ball finds the zone. A 2-1 pitch, and I can hear the broadcast from the Cincinnati Steam broadcaster, and he just said, "This is not your father's Xenia Scouts. Do not sleep on them." But as I say that, Kyle Durham rips a line drive into center field, a base hit, so a man aboard. But you know what we're talking about. I don't want to jinx it with the Scouts winning here, but you know, this team is really starting to come together in a very good way. Sitting now very high in the standings, first place. They're rolling. They've won their last 3. They've won 8 of their last 10. Sitting at 15-8 on the season. Could this be the year that the Scouts pick up their first championship? People all around the Great Lakes League are saying maybe. First pitch from Lozano, fastball finds the zone. The batter's Kyle Dawkins. Dawkins from Wright State. Same school as Jorge. Jorge, the right-handed pitcher against Dawkins, who bats from the right side. Teammates facing off against each other. The 1-0 pitch from, or the 0-1 pitch from Lozano, that one in the dirt on the outside. The count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Dawkins did not play his freshman year with Wright State. Now here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one's grounded over to short. Kerry Holloway picks it up, throws on over to second for the force, and that is in time for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard for the Cincinnati Steam in the top of the 4th. We are in the middle of the 4th, and the Xenia Scouts leading the Cincinnati Steam by a score of 3-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the fourth inning we go. Andrew Alix here at Grady's Field in Xenia. The Scouts leading by a score of 3-1. And Adrian Marquez to the plate to face off against Darren Bowling for the second time. Adrian's first time against Bowling laid down a sac bunt that advanced Evan McDonald over to third base, setting up the Don Ring sac fly one batter later. Adrian, he bats from the left side against the lefty pitcher. Big curveball up and in, ball one. Marquez from Wright State University, the former member of this Cincinnati Steam Club. 1-0 pitch, and that one's taken low and away. Marquez jumps ahead in this count, 2-0. Adrian, the big moment last night, the triple in the top of the seventh, and then scoring on the wild pitch kept the game going, even the game up at 2 runs apiece, and then allowing the Scouts to pick up the win later in the top of the 10th. The pitch, and that one comes way inside, and that's ball 4. So Adrian aboard with a 4-pitch walk. And the Scouts had the leadoff man aboard with the birthday boy, Don Ring, to the plate. Don, his first time up, an RBI sac fly. That was in the second inning. That's the score that broke the game open. Don, the catcher from Hillsdale College. Don awaits the pitch here. Marquez takes his lead at first. Here's the pitch. That one finds the zone for a called strike. Don, the .217 hitter on the year. 5 RBIs, 4 doubles. Pitch, and Don fouling that one on the left field side out of play, so he falls behind in this count, 0-2. The Scouts leading 3-1 here, a man on and nobody out. Breaking ball, and Don chops that one, but foul down the first base line, so he stays alive in this at-bat. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. The Scouts leading by a score of 3-1. Remember, these are just 7-inning games. So this is the equivocal 6th inning of a regular game, if you think about it that way. 0-2 pitch, and Don once again fouling it, a chopper down the first base line. So Don really working the count on Darren Bowling, and it's very important. 2 big keys in this game are the longevity of the starting pitchers. If the Scouts can pick up a win and have 2 complete games, but looks like Marquez is going to try to go to second. The throw to second is going to be in time. They did the pickoff move, and he went for it and did not get there. So an outstanding pickoff move there by the pitcher, Darren Bowling, and that's out number 1. And Don's still behind in this count, 0-2. And for Darren Bowling, the look of this inning just got a lot easier. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Don, a slow roller over to second. Beckner picks it up, throws on over to first in time. Out number 2, mark it as a 4-3, and with 2 down, it's going to bring Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. Ryan, his first time up, a liner to short. Ryan, .234 on the year, 22 walks, 20 runs scores. That's tops for the Scouts in both of those categories. In terms of on-base percentage, Ryan also stands tall. But Ryan fouls that one back. 0-1. Nothing and 1 the count. O'Hearn. The pitch. That one in the dirt. Evens up the count. A ball and a strike. O'Hearn, a .416 on-base percentage this season. Very, very good on-base percentage there. He's tops on the team in plate appearances with 102. The 1-1 pitch, and that one way on the outside, gets past the glove of the catcher. Ryan O'Hearn finds himself ahead in this count, 2-1. So the 2-1 pitch here, and Ryan lifts that one into deep right field, but doesn't look like it's going to go out. The right fielder, Chmielewski, under it, the grab, out number 3. So no runs on no hits, and nobody left aboard for the Scouts in the bottom of the 4th. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. The Scouts leading 3-1. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So Roger Dennison to the plate to lead things off here in the top of the 5th inning, and he takes the first pitch, a fly ball into left field. Adrian Marquez under it, makes the grab, out number 1. So a quick first out for Jorge. Marker down as an F7, and with one away, it's back to the top of the order for the 3rd time. And Zach Beckner. Beckner, 2 flyouts to second in his 2 at-bats. And you got to give credit where credit is due. A former Great Lakes leaguer, just won the Golden Spikes Award. That's the award for the top player in college baseball. And we're talking about Kyle Lewis of Mercer, former member of the Lima Locos, a team that the Scouts will see very soon. He just won the Golden Spikes Award, so props to the Great Lakes League there, and props to Kyle Mercer. But now the count, a ball and a strike to Beckner. Beckner from Kent State. Kent State had a pretty good college baseball player too. Eric Lauer, a first-round draft pick from the Golden Flashes. Here's the pitch. And Jorge in the dirt there. So the count 3-0. Check that. The scoreboard was incorrect when I said 1-1. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Jorge does the get me a crosser, finds the zone, a called strike. Count moves 3-1. Jorge, one earned run through 4 innings pitched, and that one's a slow roller to third. Chandler Atkins picks it up, mishandles it a little, but gets his grip on it and throws on over to first in time. Picks up out number 2. So a fly out and a ground out to start things off. And now with 2 down, it's going to be Dallas Hall from Miami University of Ohio. Miami of Ohio, our favorite school to talk about here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Hall. First pitch slider outside. Hall singled his last time up, and then it was the triple from Jake Richmond, plating him the very next batter. The 1-0 pitch. Jorge's in the dirt there. He's behind 2-0. Lozano. Very impressive outing thus far. Two outs in the 5th inning, a 2-0 pitch. Jorge tries fastball on the inside, missing yet again, so he's behind 3-0 here. And so the 3-0 pitch coming from Lozano now. Here it comes. And that one's taken on the outside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk from Lozano, and now he's tasked to face the heart of this Cincinnati steam order. With 1 on and 2 down, it's going to be Jake Richmond. Last time Richmond batted with a runner at first and 2 outs. He hit the RBI triple that put a run across, and that's the only run of this game for the Steam. So pickoff attempt there from Lozano, trying to keep the runner Dallas Hall honest. Jake Richmond, 1 for 1 on the day with the RBI triple. His first time up, he walked. And the first pitch from Lozano, and that one finds the zone, a called strike. 0-1 the count with 2 down here and a runner on. In the top of the 5th, it's the Scouts 3, the Steam 1. Lozano, he sets, delivers, and that one a chopper on the third base line, but foul. So mark that as strike number 2, and Jorge is ahead in this count. 0-2. Lozano already has 2 or 3 strikeouts on the day. And he's ahead in this count, 0-2, trying to get a big third strikeout, or a big fourth strikeout. Ooh. He delivers. Very close pitch on the inside. Moves the count to 1-2, though. Lozano, a big from the Dominican, moved to Michigan during his teen years. Now at Wright State. 1-2 pitch, and that one's a slow roller over towards third. Chandler Atkins throws over to second to get the forced out. John Sharp steps on it in time. That's out number 3. So no runs on no hits and 1 man left aboard. We have gotten to the middle of the 5th. It's the Xenia Scouts 3, the Cincinnati Steam 1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom 5. And here we are, Andrew, Alix, at Grady's Field. It's the Scouts 3, the Cincinnati Steam 1. The Scouts now entering their, I guess this is their 11th time to the plate. They've pitched, however, 12. And Carey tries a bunt down the first base line to lead things off, but it goes foul. Carey, his first time up, he did the very well-placed bunt single, ended up coming around to score after advancing, and he scored on a passed ball, actually. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that one up and away, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Holloway playing short. He got the first game off. Well-deserved. And that's what John Sharp adds to the lineup. It's the middle infield kind of versatility. But Carey swings and misses, moves the count to 1-2. One-two pitch, and Carey, hard ball hit down the third base line. The diving third baseman Orloff makes the catch, throw, or on his knees makes the throw over to first in time. A very, very impressive defensive play on the third base line there, and that's going to be out number 1. And Carey Holloway, quite frankly, robbed of a hit there by the defensive prowess of the third baseman from Indianapolis. But now with 1 away, It's back to the top of the order, and we're going through for the third time now. And John Sharp's going to come to the plate. John is 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out his first time up. Later, walked and then came around to score. But John, very, very impressive return already thus far. And John taking on the outside. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike here with one down. The 1-1 pitch, and John lifts that one high in the air into center field. Everyone's chasing towards it. 3 people collapse on it, and a sliding center fielder, Dallas Hall, makes the grab there in what looked to be a chaotic moment in center field for that Cincinnati team. And the center fielder Hall makes the grab on the slide for out number 2. So now 2 up, 2 down for the Scouts, and it's going to bring John Sharp's Lipscomb teammate, Chandler Atkins, to the plate. Atkins, he's 0 for 1 today. A sacrifice bunt his last time up. First pitch to Chandler. Outside part of the zone, a called strike. We are here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Scouts leading 3-1 here with 2 down. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Atkins, a curveball on the outside. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. 1-1 delivery. Way on the outside. Count moves 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And Chandler rips that one into deep left field. Going back, the left fielder at the track, and that's going to bounce off the wall. Chandler was at first and was rounding first, but he's going to stay at first. But just a very, very, very long single that, I mean, like if the wall was shorter, that would have been it. But I don't know what the situation was there. Maybe Chandler thought it was going out or something, or I do not know. But that was a very, very hard hit ball there. But Chandler's aboard, his first hit of the second game. And 2-out hit keeps the inning going. It's going to bring Jeremy Barth to the plate. Jeremy brought in a run on his 4-3 ground out his last time up. Now he bats with a runner on and 2 outs. First pitch to Jeremy. That one curveball finds the zone, called strike. Barth from Biola University. He started his career off at Loyola Marymount. And he lifts that pitch into shallow right center field. Chasing under it, the right center, or the right fielder who dives for it but doesn't make the grab. So Jeremy's aboard with a single. Chandler Atkins advancing to third on the hustle play, and the Scouts have runners at the corners. So Jeremy's ball there hung in the air for a very, very long time to right field, but it was just shallow enough, and the right fielder playing very deep. That's Chmielewski playing out in right, and he may try for the diving, this is Sports Center catch, but ultimately couldn't make the grab. And now the Scouts with runners at the corners and 2 outs, a meeting at the mound for this team, and this could be it for Darren Bowling. We're going to see if the coach takes the ball here, and Bowling hands it to him. And that's going to be it for Bowling. So a pitching change for this team, and we're going to step off. The Scouts with runners at the corners and Evan McDonald coming to the plate. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. A new pitcher into the game for the Cincinnati's team, and it's Evan McDonald batting with runners at the corners. And 2 down here. The first pitch to McDonald taken upstairs, ball 1. The pitcher is number 17, Joseph Martin from St. Catherine College. He throws from the right side. 1-0 slider outside part of the zone, a called strike. Evens up the count 1-1 here with 2 down. Chandler Atkins with a 2-out single, and then another single from the bat of Jeremy Barth, advancing Atkins to third, and that's how we are here, where we are right now. The Scouts leading 3-1. The 1-1 pitch found right back into the screen. Moves the count 1-2. The Scouts trying to give a little bit of insurance runs to their pitcher Lozano. They only lead by a score of 3-1 now. The pitch, and Evan grounds that one a chopper over towards third. The third baseman Orloff throws on over to first. That's going to be in time. Out number 3. So no runs on 2 hits and 2 men left. We go into the 6th inning of baseball here in Xenia. The Scouts lead by a score of 3-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top of the 6th inning we go. Adrian Peraza in for the Scouts, and he comes in to relieve Jorge Lozano. Peraza from Bethesda University out in the great state of California, and he is going to come in to face the heart of this steam order with Cole Murphy, Kyle Orloff, and Dan Chmielewski. First pitch to Murphy, and that one, a weak grounder over towards first. Colt Wolf underhands it, takes it himself, steps on the bag, out number 1. So Cole Murphy, barring a big-time comeback, has been shut down by the Scouts thus far, and now with 1 down, it's going to be Kyle Orloff to the plate. Orloff, 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a flyout in the first game. 0 for 3, so he's taking an 0 for 5 trip to Grady's Field today. He bats from the right side against the left-handed throwing Adrian Peraza. Slider first pitch, outside, ball 1. Peraza last appeared in, maybe it was Richmond? I'd have to look. But that ball is lifted into deep left field. That's going back at the track, and that is gone. A solo home run for Kyle Orloff, and that brings this to a 1-run ball game. That ball was just a lot of, they talk about exit velocity a lot in Major League Baseball, and that ball had the exit velocity for sure. That's Orloff's 4th home run of the year. And now it's a 3-2 ball game here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Remember, this is a 7-inning ball game, so the Scouts are going to be tasked to try to keep this within the navigational beacons. But Peraza giving up the solo shot, and now with 1 out, it's going to be Dan Chmielewski. First pitch to Chmielewski. That one's fouled. First base side out of play. 0-1 the count. A 3-2 ball game now in favor of the Scouts. Chmielewski's 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out and a fly out. A 1 pitch, and that one's grounded right back at Peraza. It about hits him in the shin. He picks it up and then tosses it over to first in time. Peraza with the good reflex there after getting plunked in the chin by the liner back at him. He's a big dude. So now with 2 down, it's going to be Kyle Durham to the plate. Durham is 1 for 2 on the day. He struck out his first time up, singled his second time up. That was back in the 4th. So Peraza working with 2 down here. 3-2 the score, nobody on in the top of the 6th. First pitch, breaking ball on the outside. 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. Peraza with the cut fastball, that time on the outside. He falls behind in this count, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. With 2 down, here's the pitch. Peraza goes with his cut fastball, and that one finding the zone. Adrian, he's appeared in 5 games, thrown 12 innings for the Scouts thus far. He's struck out 14 in that 12, a 2.25 ERA to show for it. The 2-1 pitch, that one finding the zone. A called strike 2, so Peraza falls behind 2-0 in the count, but now works his way back to a 2-2 count here with 2 down. Adrian, he delivers, and that one's grounded foul. First base line, it's going to stay 2-2. Peraza, his first appearance as a Scout, came on came on June 9th. Seems like an eternity ago, the last time these 2 teams faced off, but here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one taken low. But in that game, Peraza pitched 4 innings, allowing just 1 hit, no earned runs. He struck out 7 of the 12 batters he faced. But now they count 3-2 to Adrian. The 3-2 pitch. And that one is grounded over to short. Kerry Holloway in front of it, but kind of bobbles it. The throw to first is going to be in time to get him. Kerry Holloway recovers quickly after the misplay, throws on over to first, and that's out number 3, folks. One run on 1 hit and nobody left aboard. We're in the middle of the 6th. It's the Xenia Scouts 3, the Cincinnati Steam 2. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom 6 we go. Andrew Alix here at Grady's Field. And the bottom of the 6th, it's the Scouts 3, the Steam 2. Due up in the inning, it's Colt Wolf, Adrian Marquez, and Don Ring as the Scouts, hoping that this is their last time batting in this 7-inning ball game. First pitch taken on the inside. Fastball at the feet, ball 1. Colt Wolf on the day. In this second game, 0 for 1. He walked his first time up, ended up being stranded at third. Big swing and a miss there from Wolf. That big uppercut swing that he always shows evens up the count, and a ball and a strike. The pitch, and swing and a miss there. The pitcher, Joseph Martin, out for his second inning of work. Replaced Darren Bowling. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Wolf waves and misses at that one. He goes down swinging, out number 1. So with Wolf down, it's Adrian Marquez to the plate. Marquez on the day. A sac bunt and a walk. First pitch to Marquez, and that one's fouled right back. Count 0-1. Adrian, a ground rule double in the first game. Came around to score in that contest. He was 1 for 3 in the first half, but takes on the outside. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike here. Marquez, part of that outfield that does not change with Marquez in left, O'Hearn in center, and Barth in right, but that pitch is lifted high in the air, sky high. And that's going to be strike 2. Count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 down in the bottom of the 6th. The Scouts lead 3-2. Here in this second game of the doubleheader. The 1-2 pitch, here it comes. And that one up and away evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Queso. He awaits the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. And swing and a miss, strike 3. So Martin has struck out the first 2 batters he's seen for the Scouts here in the the bottom of the 6th inning. And with 2 down, it's going to bring Donald Ring to the plate. Ring, happy birthday to him. He's 0 for 1, the RBI sac fly, plating the first run of this ball game. That was part of that 1-run showing in the second. And first pitch strike there to Ring. And that one is lifted into deep right field. That one going to go foul. Donnie really got that one. And almost a smile there from the pitcher, Martin, who knows. And yeah, Don's almost like, oh, look at that. Could have had his birthday home run, but instead he's behind in the count 0-2. The pitcher, Joe Martin, kind of smiling too, saying, got out of that one unscathed, but now Don's behind in this count 0-2. Martin shakes off his catcher, but now he has what he wants, the pitch, and Don's going to just get a piece of that, foul it back into the screen. The count stays 0-2 here. So no balls and 2 strikes. It's Ring. He awaits. Here it comes, the pitch. And that one is in there for a called strike 3. Joseph Martin has struck out the side for the Scouts here in the bottom of the 6th inning. But his team will be up for their last hope in a save situation for the Scouts in the top of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The top of the 7th inning. It's the Scouts 3, the Steam 2. Matthew Wade in to shut the door for the Scouts here. Wade, the closer, who has done all kinds of work for the Scouts this year and really been something to lean on for this Scouts team. Wade has allowed 1 earned run through 12 innings pitched. First pitch, chop back to Wade. Wade makes the play, throws over, in time, out number 1. A big first down for Matthew Wade, retiring Kyle Dawkins. Mark it down as a 1-3. Dawkins probably not happy about that. Little half swing ball that didn't go foul, stayed fair, and Wade quick off the mound, got there, threw over in time. So now it's with 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th, it's Roger Dannison. First pitch from Wade. Slider finds the zone and called strike. Dannison was 1 for 2 in the first game. He has 2 home runs on the year. That would be all he needed to tie it. But Dannison hits a sharp ball right over to Colt Wolf at first, who picks it up, takes it himself, steps on first, out number 2. The Scouts now 1 out away from putting this one in the history books and taking sole control of first place. And the man that they have on the mound is the man you would want on the mound in this very situation. But the batter is going to be Zach Beckner. Beckner, a .333 hitter on the year from Kent State University. He bats from the right side against the righty Wade. First pitch from Matt. Upstairs, ball 1. Wade has struck out 12 over his 12 innings pitched as well. Here's the 1-0. And that one, a chopper over toward short. Kerry Holloway picks it up, throws over to first, brings him off the bag, but Colt Wolf picks it up, gets him on the baseline, out number 3, and that is all she wrote tonight, folks. The Scouts 3, the Steam 2. The Scouts pick up their 4th straight victory, and they have sole possession of first place in the Southern Division of the Great Lakes League. The winning pitcher is Mr. Jorge Lozano. He improves to 3-0 on the season. The losing pitcher is Darren Bowling, right in the save for Matthew Wade. That's his 3rd, or I guess his 4th on the year. So the Scouts with 3 runs on 4 hits. The Steam with 2 runs on 4 hits. The Scouts will be back in action tomorrow as they take on this very same Cincinnati Steam club at McGarry Field in Cincinnati. First pitch is set for 7:05 Eastern Standard Time. So the Scouts improved to 16-8 on the season. And like I said, first place. And, like the broadcaster for the Steam said when I overheard it, I don't think this is your father's Xenia Scouts. This isn't the team that is going to be a bottom dweller in this league. This team is here to play, and they're here to stay. And, the second half of the season could chalk up to be a very, very interesting pennant race. So once again, your Scouts win. I am Andrew Alix. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you have a good night, and God bless.